Today's exercise is emptying the press. So I'm going to show you bit by bit. So right now we're rotating the press. I'm going to switch view. So we're rotating the press right now with the door open. And there's the door. And then the grapes fall to the ground. Make sure you have the juice tray moved over, and then it's old school shovel, a little bit of a squeegee rake, and the grapes go into and some wineries do it differently. Sometimes they put it in bins. We put it in the bucket of our tractor, and then off it goes for composting. Most of the pumice is now out of the press. Now it has to be rinsed, not sanitized, rinse. So safety is very important when entering a press. Every winery has a certain lockout procedure, and lockout procedures are so that when you're in the press, someone doesn't turn it on. So with us, there's the power button on the press, goes off, and as an added precaution, the plug is pulled out. We're now inside the press. So I'm standing, it's the door down, and I'm standing up in it. You can see the grapes that were still left behind from rotating. I'll put it on a different view. And what we're going to do is, with a hose, we're going to rinse it all down. So the idea is to get almost every skin out of here. We're going to be pressing again today. If it was to sit for days, you'd have to get every skin out of here. Or if you're switching from red to white, you might want to get those reds out big time. Also, the perforations on the press can get plugged up. You can see right, where's my finger? Right here. There's a skin there, but it's also, you can see every once in a while there, you can see a little bit of grape solids in there. So it's important to hit those with the just the normal pressure hose, just for this nozzled hose, to clear them, because over time, if you let them dry out, it'll eventually get very clogged. So good idea is to clean them out. And then you know, as you get pumice like this off onto the floor, and then eventually the floor is going to be the crush pad rather is going to be cleaned up. So that took about 10 minutes, and we're good to go. We're going to be filling this in the next hour. Make sure you move the flaps of the bladder around to get underneath the door. Here, I'll change the view. The door, we have a sliding door, a manual door. Some people have automatic doors. I don't like them. They're prone to problems. I like a good manual one. But you want to make sure that this doesn't have seeds underneath it that get accumulated, because then it won't slide as well. Okay, so make sure that's good. And then we also have an axial feed on this. I don't use it, but you want to spray in there. Last thing to do is to spray down the press on the outside with just normal garden hose pressure, being careful once again of the electrics at one end, so always go in one direction. Clean it all off. I can't really see through the viewfinder what I'm doing here, but essentially this kind of action, you want to get all those perforations, you want to get all the grapes off of them. Move the door back and forth, and then also the juice tray needs to be rinsed out, and of course the juice collectors. Make sure you get all the perforations hit, all the juice solids off the perforations. Final touches, the floor. One thing I could recommend is you can push things with water as much as you can. You can stick handle a grape around the crush pad for hours, but a floor squeegee comes in very handy to collect them rather than using water, and I'll show you what I mean. So I've cleaned underneath the press from the back forward, and very clean. You can see the reflection of a tree there. It's so clean, and you can see where the grapes are now. Yeah, but I could keep moving those closer and closer to where the bucket is, but I'll use a squeegee to collect them, and then rinse one last time with water, and then we're done. There we go, a crush pad that any winemaker would be proud of. Make sure you get all the solids taken away. Don't just shoot those down the drain with water. And now we're ready for another day's harvesting. If you don't do it like this, and this is pretty clean, if you don't do it every day after every pressing, you start to get that muddy, slimy, goopy crush pad going, and if you're really busy, that can happen, but to be avoided. That's not the norm, that's not the standard. This would be the standard.